Coin Show podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast, going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show podcast.
It is episode 197 of the Coin Show podcast. I'm Mike, he's Matt.
Yep, that's me.
And on this episode of the Coin Show podcast, we are going to do our year in review 2021 because everybody wants an extra helping of this.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, we are going to talk about the highlights of the news this year. We're going to talk about the coolest thing that we've had walk into our shops all year.
Yep,
We're going to take listener questions because we're giving away the Silver Eagle and something else at the end of the show.
Yep. Amazing.
But first, as always, the news.
Okay, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Who is the news sponsored by tonight?
The news tonight is brought to you by trash cans. Quite possibly the most positive item in the world because they're taking all your garbage year after year and never says a word. And after all that, it's a trash can, not a trash can't.
Oh.
Let that be an example for everyone. Trash cans.
That's a good one. Have you been saving that one for a while?
Look, when you're on the edge, not everything's going to work, but some of it does.
I love it.
Okay, so
all right. Well, let's take a look at our year end.
No. We got the news.
Oh, we got the regular news first.
We got the regular news first.
Got it. Hold on. Uno momento. Got it. Okay, coming in hot.
Okay, so I really like the title line to this Coin Week story. Meet the women who will appear on America's 2022 quarters. So, ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 quarter.
It does sound like a beauty contest, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, something like that. So, one of the things that I really like about this is a women's series, right?
Right.
So they're going to use Laura Garden Frazier's bust of George Washington.
Well, that's cool.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute. But first, so the 5 women are Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
Sally Ride.
Okay.
Wilma Mankiller.
Okay.
Nina Otero Warren.
All right.
And Anna Mae Wong. Now, we can start with, I think we've talked a bit about Maya Angelou.
Yes.
And Sally Ride, but now we have the designs to kind of,
to critique.
Look at a little bit.
So I kind of like this design with the eagle behind her. I think it's kind of neat. Again,
particularly since she is an uplifting type person.
Right. And so, I think it's interesting. We always see these line drawn pictures, and we always think to ourselves, "Oh, that looks pretty nice," but it really just depends on how that's going to actually translate to coinage. So I'll be interested to see how this one turns out.
And this one is dangerous because we know that the opposite side of the bust of Washington is going to be,
right.
The bust of Washington is going to be a high point, and this is in the dead center of the reverse.
Right. So
maybe there will be a full head designation. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. I think that these days they don't really have too many striking issues that I've noticed lately. But it's possible.
Well, if they base in this coin just a little bit, I think it'll be enough to do it.
Right. I'm sure that they're smart enough these days that they've got that all figured out.
I think that a lot of that really kind of came to fruition when they went to the digital die making process, because now they can mess with the relief. Whereas before they were more at the mercy of the sculptor and who was actually making the models.
Right. Yeah. I understand that.
So this, the second one, Dr. Sally Ride, she was first woman in space. But then we get on to
Wow, that I, mean,
to
I,
the
I
other.
have to say that again, the line drawing looks very interesting. How the heck is that going to translate to a coin? We will
I
see.
don't think well.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I think that that's exactly how we wound up with the creepy Jefferson.
I sure hope that she doesn't end up looking like a zombie because man, that happens sometimes.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Let's see. Woman Man Killer. She is Native
Woman Man
American.
Killer is she was the first woman to serve as principal chief of the Cherokee Nation.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You know what's cool about this coin? It looks like it has some Cherokee. Is that writing language on it?
looks like it. Yeah.
I think that. I wonder if this will be the first time that a foreign language has been featured on American coin. We'd have to get our research staff to look at this one,
Well,
because
here's the thing that I'll give you
a
is that there
non-English
are
language, let's say.
Latin legends, right,
Yeah.
that have appeared.
Oh, that's true, I guess. But,
But this is a different alphabet,
yeah.
and this is particularly native alphabet to America. So, I don't think in any of the Native American coins they've covered this.
Right. I don't think so either.
No, and I mean they've done all kinds of things. So,
Maybe
yeah,
okay.
this
So
is a
so
work
maybe
of Phoebe Hemphill.
maybe it's the first time they've used anything other than the Latin alphabet. Let's see if that doesn't cut it. That might cut it.
It works with my OCD.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Next. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So this is the work of Phoebe Hemphill, who has done a lot of stuff for the Mint. Next is Nina Otero Warren, who was a suffrage activist. She fought for the women's right to vote.
And
Actually born in New Mexico.
this coin has Spanish on it, right? Yeah. So man, just checking off all sorts of things on these new coins.
And in a really cool Art Deco 20s style.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, vote for women. That's what it says.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and then lastly is Anime Wong. Anime was a Chinese American film star.
That one is very cool. Also very Art Deco-ish with the kind of the light ring around or what
Yes.
I perceive
Very
to be the ring of
Broadway.
lights. Yeah, very Broadway. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, very cool. Super cool. Neat.
So as I was saying, if you go to the next one, so they're going to use Laura Gardner Frazier's Washington, which I think is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's the design that I always thought should have been on the quarter, but I guess I'm not sure why they didn't go with this design. I don't know. Maybe because he looks like he's
design
scowling
and
slightly.
that is a controversy that I think is left to the researchers, because I think that there's actually an answer to, I mean, which was supposed to be and which wasn't,
Right.
and why it wasn't done, and it could have been a sexist thing. I mean, it's that kind of stuff happened all the time in the 30s.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, it's very possible. We know that the 1916 D Mercury dimes happened because Barber really didn't want to stop minting Barber dimes. So,
Right.
yeah. So this is going to appear for the coins going forward. My guess is that when they interrupt this series
Again,
in 2026, they'll probably use some other.
yeah, I think it's kind of interesting that the going back to the old style of quarter obverse just is going to be a 1-year type. I think that's an odd choice, but okay.
I like it.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I just think it's kind of strange.
I think it was a nod to nostalgia,
Okay.
and at the same time, it gave us another reverse, which I think is a beautiful reverse, crossing the Delaware.
Yes, I did like that coin.
So it's people can't. Look. I think it's one of those things where, had it been a new design front and back, we just said, "Oh, well, why are you wasting it?" On that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I just think it's an interesting 1-year type. That's all. That's where I was going with that.
Absolutely. Gotta turn that off.
It's all right. I can edit these things, Mike.
Sure you can.
I can. I
The
can try.
United States Mint has announced the 2022 Native American dollar coin reverse.
Okay.
So this one is going to be Eli S. Parker, a U.S. Army officer, engineer, and tribal diplomat who served as military secretary to U.S. Grant during the Civil War.
I find it interesting that they, again, go with that Native American. I don't know if that's his name or what that is in the Native American language there, but in this particular one, they stuck with the Latin alphabet that we know. So
yes, that is his name given to him at birth.
There you go. See,
Asanawanda.
So interesting. So we're getting a lot of nods to the Native Americans and different cultures in our country, and I think it's really cool. I think it's cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, about time.
For sure. I like the design actually. I think it having the picture next to having his picture next to it is actually really kind of nice. I mean, it really you can see his face translates very well from that picture to the coin. But again, we'll see what happens.
How's that going to work in practice? We don't know. But I will say yes, that is a very good likeness.
Yes.
That appears in the line drawing on the coin. Honestly, I would not know he's Native American from the design, other than to have his name.
Yes, if you didn't have that picture where he's very, very obviously a Native American, with that next to that coin, I wouldn't get it either. So, yeah. Somebody in the chat said he looks like Jeff Bridges on the coin, and he really,
look like Jeff Bridges
really
on
does
the coin.
look like Jeff
he
Bridges.
He does in the picture. The picture really depicts him very well. You know, that's really what he looks like.
He does.
But yeah, it kind of does look like the dude sitting there on the coin.
Yep, the dude holding a quill, writing.
The dude abides.
Yep. Oh my God, keeping score at the bowling alley. That's amazing.
Market 0, Smokey. All right, so Coin Week is reporting the most comprehensive reference guide for casino chip collectors is now online.
Is this something you've ever collected, Mike?
You know, I never have collected them. I do have a couple.
Yeah.
Because I think they're just, you know, what does it take to get me to collect anything?
That's right.
They're just kind of interesting. But no, I haven't succumbed to this yet. I would definitely fall towards the chips rather than the tokens.
Sure, yes.
The tokens are literally a dime a dozen.
Yes. Well, I think just reading this story here at the top, it says, Museum of Gaming History's recently updated chip guide provides a handy photo and background info database of over 280,000 gaming chips and memorabilia from worldwide casinos. That, my friends, is a heck of a reference for anything. Can you imagine 280,000 different examples of things in a database / book? I'm not quite sure how they're free online. So an online database of this information. That's pretty cool.
That's a lot of chips.
That's a lot of different chips and that's a heck of a lot of work too. I don't know if you ever tried to put stuff in a database like that. Ugh. But hey, good for them.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You know, putting that into a database.
Well, now
280,000 chips. I mean, think about that.
That's a ton. But that's really cool, though.
I'm sorry.
I'm actually I never have used this reference before, but I do see these chips every once in a while. So it might be kind of interesting. I think I've got my new go-to reference for casino chips.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There is a million different ways to collect casino chips too. Which is the interesting part about it.
Yep.
You know, you can collect them by like the classic Rat Pack casinos that are no longer there, like the Sands and stuff like that. Or you can do modern stuff. You can do stuff that just, it appeals to you in whatever way.
Yeah. That's the best thing about collecting, guys. Love it.
So here's something that I thought would specifically appeal to you, Matt.
Yeah.
A spectacular 1886 Morgan dollar die cap error.
I saw this.
Auctioned by Great Collections.
I want this thing so bad.
I told you, this got you written all over it.
If you guys don't know, one thing after all the years that I have been buying and selling coins that I still get kind of hot to bother about is die caps, and this is like the granddaddy of all die caps right here. So, very cool.
Yeah, this one is like way beyond cool because it has, Morgan, the obverse on the one side, but on the reverse, it almost it looks like it's enlarged
It is what
because it's been stretched
right.
so many times.
Yep. Yep, it is. That's exactly what happened. Is that thing just got squished, and because it was making coins, so it's just squished out the design on the back of that coin. Super cool.
Yeah, and so Ian Russell, who is the president of Great Collections, has said back when I first met preeminent error expert Fred Weidenberg about 18 years ago, I asked him what he considered the best U.S. error coin to be. So this was the one he picked.
Wow. And Fred's the
So
guy.
it's like he said, an hour-long discussion about the top few error coins included a discussion of this very coin.
Fred's the guy when it comes to big error coins. I would be surprised if this coin does not end up in his inventory. Actually,
Very possible. So, Fred says he hasn't seen the coin in 35 years, but he remembered it like it was yesterday.
Well, yeah, there are coins I've seen before that I still remember that were 10 and 12 years ago. So
I don't think you'd ever forget this one.
no, heck no, especially if that's your bread and butter or that's your wheelhouse.
Certainly one of a kind. I mean, that's I think the ultimate cachet to it.
So somebody in the chat just asked what this looks like from the side. This would look like a bottle cap from the side, like the top of a water bottle or something, because the coin got stuck to the die and the pressure caused the edges to kind of dish up and kind of hug the die almost. So it from the side it actually looks like a bottle cap, or in this
one
case
looks to be a single planchet.
Yeah, just one. Looks like just one, and you can tell that by weighing them. But ooh, neato. I love it. It's a shame that I have other responsibilities that I will not be purchasing this particular coin. Yeah.
Oh, your kid's college fund is safe.
Yeah, for now. Until they make me mad, then I might have to think about it.
Our friend, Jack Young,
Yeah.
continues his series on the Dark Corner with an authenticated suspect counterfeit 1799 bus dollar.
So an authenticated suspect counterfeit. So the coin was already certified by somebody.
That is correct.
Huh. Well, that's his specialty, so that doesn't surprise me a bit.
Yeah. So, let's see.
See what I can see here that gives this coin away. It's actually a known die pair. I know this die pair for these coins. So this coin is most likely going to be some sort of like transfer die counterfeit or something, because it's going to match diagnostically to a known die pair, because you can see the die clash above the date, and also the in between the star and the L in Liberty, there's some die cracking or maybe clashing. But that's a known die pair. So this is your Chinese super fake, the modern stuff that they're cloning from other coins.
They're saying that there's a mark across the R, an obvious mark across the R that is not a die state of a genuine.
Yeah, see, there you go. I didn't scroll down quite far enough. Yeah, so this is the tell on this particular coin, is that this particular fake, something happened in their transfer, for the R got messed up. So that's how you figure out, and it looks like as I scroll down more, you can actually see there are more diagnostics that he gives.
Yes.
Wow.
Here's the thing is, if you're going to counterfeit a coin, I understand that there's a lot of value in early American coins, but there's also a lot of attention paid to them.
Right.
And there are people that pay way too much attention to coins that like these. So they start looking at things like die marriages and stuff like that. And once you start nailing that stuff down, you're never going to get your fake past them.
Yeah, so well, no, but that's the thing. This one actually matches. See, if you scroll down a little further, he says these are based on a 1799 Bolander 16 BB 158. So
yes.
It is copied from an authentic die pair.
Genuine coin, right.
Yep. So, wow. That's the scary stuff, because even if you go and match the die pair up, you think, okay, well, I've got a real coin because it's this die pair, but obviously not because this coin's counterfeit. So, yikes, spikes. That's some scary stuff. Ooh. Every time I read one of Jack's stories, I just get shivers, man, because that's what's really scary.
I mean, this gets by real skilled people.
Well, it got into a slab, I suspect. So,
Well,
it got
that's
by the
reason
grading
why
company.
Jack would be covering it, right?
Right. It happens. It happens. Believe it or not, I had to just send a coin back the other day. That a specialist came to me and said, "Hey, I was just going through your inventory and I saw this coin in a slab and it's not genuine. Here's why." So then we opened up a dialogue and I sent it back to the grading company and they're going to buy it. So at least there's that. At least they do own these mistakes, the grading companies. But they and nobody there's no company out there that doesn't make mistakes, but they really got to try to limit this stuff, and I think they're doing their best.
Yeah, I mean, considering what they're up against, I mean, it's amazing that they catch what they do.
Yes, for sure, for certain.
And finally, in the news, dealers are going to do a free coin day.
Free coin day, yeah, I saw this story.
December 18th. That's this coming Saturday. So if you're listening and you have a local coin shop, you should go into the local coin shop because, what has been done in the past is typically, you drop silver dollars and gold coins, things like that into the Salvation Army buckets, and it gets people thinking about coins and stuff like that. But Rob Oberth, who is the head of the Great American Coin Hunt, as well as Roundtable TV and a couple other things, has decided that what this year we should do is invite people to come into our shops where they can get a free coin.
That's pretty cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so instead of sending, millions of Americans out to hunt coins, dealers are saying, come and get one.
Yeah, tell them where they're at.
Yeah, and look, it's good to get new people in our shops. Once they see what we have, how can they not start to buy, If just talking about giving them a free coin got them in the door,
right,
it's going to be pretty easy to keep them, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully they can come in and get a free coin. That's great.
Yeah, so this is something that is there's coverage from Coin Week, Coin World, Coin Age, Numismatic News, our podcast, and the ANA is putting out information about it to all 25,000 members.
Yep.
I think that this is a really worthwhile thing. I also think that you should still put a silver dollar in the Salvation Army.
Yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Love
you don't have to put gold.
No, not at all. Don't.
Just silver dollar.
Yeah, I say don't do it, but yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that was the news. And the news this week was brought to us by trash cans, quite possibly the most positive item in the world, taking all your garbage year after year and never saying a word. After all that, it's still a trash can, not a trash can't. Shining example for everyone, trash cans.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
Well, do you want to let's put a gap in here before we go back to our favorite news stories of the year. I say that we check in with people that are hanging out tonight and see what's going on. See if anybody has any questions they want to ask, want us to talk about, any particular way they want us to go. Now would be the time, friends, to go ahead and just type those questions in to the chat, whichever way you're taking this show in, and we will be happy to take a look at them.
Fantastic.
So I'm going.
Yeah, and we have a couple of people to help us right now with putting those questions down and helping us keep track of who, because Matt's got a lot to pay attention to, and I have a newfound respect for you, sir.
Yeah, I bet you
Just
do,
saying.
buddy. Let me scroll back up a little bit and see what we have. I know that there was some that I saw go by. I'm catching up here with all this chat. But
Steve Schubert asked, "Can I have the fillet?"
yes, you're more than welcome to have the fillet, Mr. Schubert. Yes, Stevie
And
works
try
for
the
me.
wine.
Stevie works for me, and tomorrow night is our Christmas party. So yes, that I'll give you guys some context to that question. Yes, Steve, you may have the fillet. You don't have to order the fish tacos. Okay, fillets are okay.
Well, he must have done well.
It's the Christmas party, man. It's the one night where we all get to go and hang out and don't have to even worry about work. We eat a big meal. If you know anything about me and our business, food is very, very important to us. They refer to us as the Indiana Fat Boys for a reason, because we like to eat. So,
As a friend of mine once said, eating is a serious moment in my life. And I will tell you, Steve, if you want a little insight into the guy that you're working with here, I would offer this: let your freak flag fly at the Christmas party.
no,
I mean, just let
don't
it go.
encourage him.
Let your monster
No,
out.
don't encourage him, please.
That is the time to do it.
No, don't encourage
Just
him.
saying.
Don't encourage him. Okay, here we go. Lemonhead asks, "Who is the bigger coin god, Breen or Bowers?"
Oh, there's no question about that. Come
Okay,
on.
I have
The
an answer.
questionable reputation that Breen had, I think, precludes him from it.
Questionable. It's a little more than questionable, but yes, QDB for sure, 100%. Not to
100%.
mention that going through some of Breen's varieties, I would say about maybe 20% of them are just junk. They don't exist, or they're so minor that they don't matter, or they're just not right. So,
Yeah, the accuracy of QDB information
Oh.
is beyond reproach.
hey, thank you for subscribing there. Good job. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. So I agree with that one. QDB is the guy. Let's see here. Steve Zio asked, pretty new to all this, is it okay to haggle at a local coin shop? Yeah, sure. I deal with it all the time. It's a little different, than any other kind of business that you go into. Most people don't go into Walmart and say, "Hey, I really want this this brand new power drill, but I would only pay you $60, and you have it marked 80. Is that okay?" Nah, I mean, it just doesn't happen like that anywhere else besides coin shops and some other hobby shops, I think. But I don't mind it. I know some dealers do, but I don't.
I will tell you what I've been trying to say. I have never thrown somebody out of the store for making a respectful counteroffer.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Me neither. Let's see here. Do U.S. Olympic commemorative coins fund the Olympics only with surcharge funding, or does the U.S. government ever surrender the seigniorage of its coins to the Olympics? That is a great question, which I do not know the answer to. Mike, do you?
If I'm going to pontificate on this subject, I will do this.
Yes.
The United States government does not sponsor the Olympic team. That is the United States Olympic Committee, which is its own entity, and they pay for everything.
Oh, so if they make Olympic coinage, did it never go to
There
them?
may be a surcharge that is,
Huh.
help to support.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Let's see. Kyle, if you could cull one design out of coin, what would it be? Ooh. If I could cull
And
one,
he's talking about taking things out of circulation. So
one
that's,
right.
because they're just so bad. What would you do? Well, look, we've already, I think, experienced that over here, and I think we've experienced it over there too. It's our parents culled all the silver out of circulation.
Yes.
They did that. And they did it because they knew it'd be more valuable. So, I mean, do I pull anything out of circulation just because it specifically looks ugly? No.
Jefferson Nichols.
I would think that I put more calls into circulation
Nope.
than anything else.
Jefferson Nichols. Sorry, wait. I had a little cough tickle in my throat there. It's Jefferson Nichols.
Yeah.
The answer is Jefferson Nichols, Mike. I'm sorry.
So you're saying that, okay, so you're looking at it as if we could eliminate something.
Yes. Jefferson Nichols.
If we could eliminate a coin, yeah, I'm with you on Jefferson Nichols. I'm good with that. I think they've run their course. You start approaching 100 years of the same design, it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and people are saying SBA in the chat, but you know what? They don't make SBAs. They haven't in a long time.
No.
They still make Jefferson Nickels today,
And
right
they
now.
only made 4 years of SBAs,
Yeah.
so
They took an ugly coin, the Jefferson nickel, that kind of ran its course, from 38 up until they changed it a few years ago, and then they put that weird kind of sideways zombie Jefferson on it, and then they put that weird buffalo on it, and then they put some other strange stuff on. No.
no. When they put the Buffalo and the Lewis and Clark
Westward,
stuff, they
yeah.
actually had a decent looking profile view of Jefferson, and that was actually okay.
No, he looked weird. He looked strange. I didn't like it.
No, it was a profile.
It was.
Then
It
they
was like
went
a
to the zombie
three-quarter
Jefferson.
profile, though. It wasn't a whole profile, and it was only on like
No, it was a
half the
partial
coin.
profile, but it was still different. I thought it was artistic. It only showed one side of his face, and he wasn't staring at you.
Yeah, but he was. That's the thing. He was kind of staring at you before. When he was in profile, full profile, he was sideways and obviously couldn't stare at you. But when he's three-quarter profile, he's staring through your soul like this. You know, he was staring at
No,
you.
here's the thing that I would say is, it's not that I would call them out of circulation. What I'd like to see is
Milk them
$half
all.
actually start circulating.
Yeah, that's true. That would be
I'd like
useful.
to see that.
Half dollars
And
and/or
then,
dollar coins.
well, you can't use the vending machine excuse, right? Which is the basic excuse people make. They don't work in vending machines. Okay, I get that.
I mean, it's true. They don't.
People don't use vending machines that much though anymore.
Well, nowadays, I think they've missed
Now
the
they
boat
take credit
because
cards,
right,
debit cards,
just pop your card in the front and beep, pop,
yeah,
boop. There you go.
tap.
Yep.
But I'd just like to see, those, because it is my understanding that before I was, populated this earth, that the $half was the workhorse of the American economy.
That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, there were a lot of them.
Looks like people agree with me, Mike. Or at least Corey.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it. I don't think I disagree with you.
Let's see. Let me just.
The guy on the stickers thinks it's a good idea
Yeah,
too.
that's right. That's right. All right. Let's see. Anybody else got anything for us, real quick? We're gonna jump back into my favorite news stories of 2021 here in just a second. But if
And I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too.
I have been really looking forward to this because we do the news every single episode.
Right. And I kind of floated this idea last week, and I thought, why not? And then Mike was on board, so it was easy.
Well, yeah, because it was easy, right? My job for me.
I think Lemonhead might be trolling us because he just said, as dealers, isn't it taboo to badmouth any coin? No, of course not. If I hate a coin, I'm going to tell you. I'm sorry if you like it. I have an opinion. It's okay.
I've always found honesty to be refreshing.
Right. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that you can't. It's just like anything else in the world. Just because I don't like it, it's fine. You could love it. I don't care. I'm glad that you like it.
Say that about like 85% of the U.S. coins. Matt doesn't like them.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could have said anything. You could have said state headquarters. You could have, but I mean, honestly.
And he says, doesn't that discourage Jefferson nickel collecting? And in a way, maybe. But the other thing is that I always do, at least in my office, when I'm just speaking with the collectors, I always find something about those coins that I like, and that I can harp on that. For example, Jefferson nickels, when they tone very pretty gold colors, they're attractive to me. Sometimes, and that's how most of those early nickels tone. I own 2 of the first 250 1938 nickels ever struck. Do you ever know this? Do you know the story of those, Mike?
I'd like to hear it again.
So they struck 250 proof Jefferson nickels right off the bat in 1938, and I believe they gave them to the designer. And yep, and he kept them for a while and then sold them off one by one. And I own 2 of those guys. So I mean, I have
poster, right?
I'm sorry.
On a poster, right?
Yeah, they're actually framed and they have his signature on them, and I mean they're pretty darn cool. But I have 2 of those in my office hanging on the wall, so it's not like I really totally just hate the coin to collectors. It's more of I just don't like the coin personally, and If you like it, that's fine. Collect it. Do anything you want. It's fine with
Well,
me.
here, let me throw a little meat to the Jefferson collectors, because being a former kid, I can offer this.
Wait. You were a former kid? You were a kid once?
I am a former kid.
No.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah, I was a kid at one time. It's a long time ago though, and there's no real photographic evidence.
Long
Um,
time.
Jefferson Nickels still have never had a complete set of full step nickels. So they're out there, and there is a Mount Everest for you to climb.
Yeah,
You
that's
will
true.
be a numismatic champion if you can put that together. So look, there's the challenge. There's something for you to collect that it's very much, that'd be a big money set.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't think it exists though. Some of those dates are just impossible to find. So I don't think
I
they
agree.
exist.
I
So
agree. Well, look, there have to be some,
not necessarily.
but it certainly doesn't seem like it. They had to be the first strikes, and the only ones that I've ever seen of those rare dates just have a giant gash going across the steps someplace,
Yeah.
and that's what messes the whole thing up.
All
So there's
right.
still
Let's
so
take
much that's
one more question, then we'll go back and see what our favorite news stories were this year. Uh, let's see. Steve ZO99 says, friend inherited coin collection and wanted to know best way to get a value. What is your advice? Internet source, eBay comps, etc. Um, eBay is a great place to start when you're trying to determine your coin's value. eBay comps are one of the things that I find myself using, a time or two a day, depending on what I'm trying to look up. Now, there certainly are references that are available to dealers that are, that are sometimes more accurate than eBay comps. But I find that if you can actually find something that is exactly the same that has traded recently, then that comp is a good number to start with. I don't think you can find much more accurate information than an actual sale of an item.
right. But where that generally veers off course for beginners is in the grading. So,
Right, sure. That's why I said they had to be
so
exactly the
if
same.
if you have a local coin shop, engage them. Ask them if they'll help you look at it. Ask them if they'll help you figure out how to grade it. If they'll, if
They
they
are going to
have
try to
time,
buy
they
it.
may not.
They are going to try to buy it. I mean, that's just what we do. So,
Right.
but you're under obviously, at least in my store, no obligation to sell anything, and I'm sure that's the way it is in most stores. But
And to be honest with you, if you have a beginner come to you with something like that, and you see it as a future opportunity, this is
sure,
somebody that is going to come and buy coins from you.
yep,
So why not?
yep, totally,
That's why
100%.
you help them.
Well, cool. That was fun. Thank you guys for your questions. We are going to hop over here right now, though, and check out what our favorite news stories of this year were. So, Mike, I have got the first one pulled up here. And obviously, we had to start off with this one, right? I think we spent more time on this story over the last year than any other story out there by times of 3, I would guess.
If this story was placed anyplace else, it would be accused of burying the lead.
Right, exactly.
So this year started with the announcement of our favorite U.S. Mint program in years. This is one that we actually anticipated. We were drooling, we were salivating, we were wondering how they were ever going to get it done.
And we were happy that they finally did something that we had been suggesting for years. Years. Now,
And the coins themselves were okay.
we're all right, except those darn
They were
Denver
okay.
Mint coins.
Yes.
Man, terrible.
So the 1921 Silver Dollar Coin Anniversary Act was passed to celebrate the transition from Morgan dollars to peace dollars. And the mint used silver planchets, 999 silver planchets, to create the mint mark Morgan dollars and privy mark Morgan dollars and a single peace dollar.
Yeah, and I think the coins looked probably 95% the way that I want them to look. The only thing that's missing is that darn finish. I wish they had the old style finish to them, but beggars can't be choosers. We got Morgan dollars, we got peace dollars. I'm in. So,
Yeah, they were the correct size, they were the correct weight, more or less.
yeah.
And they were for all intents and purposes, they were Morgan dollars. So why not? Absolutely, why not?
Yep. Totally.
But this year we'll see, because they say that they're going to do it again. And I don't understand why,
Right.
because what good does a 2022 Morgan dollar do?
Other than just to say you did it.
Right. The peace dollar, fine.
Yeah.
And they're talking about doing it in proof this year. My thought, and I still stick with this, is they're going to kind of play it like the Palladium Eagles, in the fact that what they're going to do is they're going to make them in a different finish every year. String people along.
Start to lose me at that.
Come on,
when you
one
get to
more.
that. Yeah.
Come on, you can buy one more. The reverse proof's coming next year.
Yeah, you start to lose me when they start doing that. I don't like it. Well, let's see.
On September 24th, David Ryder, the U.S. Mint Director, announced that he would resign.
I saw this.
So this was a few weeks after the sale of the 2021 Morgan and Peace dollars, and this comes after the U.S. Mint generated controversy among collectors for its creation and selling of artificial rarity coins, such as the enhanced reverse proof 2019 Silver Eagle and the special 75th anniversary World War II Privy Mark coins, and the entire bulk purchasing debacle.
Needless to say, he shook some things up at the Mint, but I'm excited to see what's coming next.
I thought it was disappointing, because as a former Mint director, I expected more.
Yes, I agree with that completely.
So, what would you like to see happen in 2022 when the new Mint director comes on board?
I think they need to slow down the amount of different products of the same coin that they're releasing. I think that while it's neat to have lots of different products and it makes your catalog look really snazzy, I think that the collector is losing steam when it comes to 12 different varieties of the exact same coin.
Yeah, I thought $6 silver was kind of overkill.
Yeah, me too. But, I mean, they're running it like a business, as they should, I guess. But sometimes you have to kind of take a step back and look at who your customers are and what they want. And I don't know about you. I could just be a curmudgeon when it comes to this stuff. But that's just, I'm getting kind of tired of it.
Well, I was going to say, are they really running it like a business? Because most businesses are much more responsive to the public.
That's a good point. That's a pretty darn good point, actually.
Hashtag Dear U.S. Mint.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. In less controversial Mint news, this past September saw the 1 ounce American Silver Eagle move to a new design to celebrate the 35th anniversary of the Silver Eagle program.
This is a pretty darn big coin year, really. I mean, if you think about it.
Well, there was so much going on.
Right.
I mean, there's two commemorative programs going on. You got the Morgan dollars, the Peace dollar.
Right. In 2021, we got Morgan and Peace dollars again. Awesome. And then they changed the reverse of arguably the most popular U.S. coin series. So, I mean, that for those two things to happen in 1 year is pretty big, and I think that might be why we're having this kind of throwback news right now. So,
all of this during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. So, knowing that this is the most popular and financially important program to the U.S. Mint, how has the reaction been from customers?
At the beginning, everybody wanted them, and now they're just like regular old Silver Eagles. They've just kind of, there was a little spike, and now it's just right back to normal.
What about the gold?
I don't think my customers would rather have the old style because they're cheaper.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, yeah.
Give it a year or two, and they're going to be
just design. I like the design change on the gold better than I like the design change on the silver. But I don't think, and this is no slight to John Mercanti, I don't think that it took much to improve that design.
Right. An iconic design.
Think it was very imaginative. It was a heraldic eagle with 13 stars.
Yeah.
It
had a very
went down the checklist of what needed to be there by law. Let's see, 13 stars, check. Eagle, check. Shield, check.
Right. Right. Well, and I think it had a very dated feel to it when you look at it. I mean, but that, the heraldic eagle's kind of, being that it was featured on some of the earliest of American coinage, the dollar size. I think that it had a place there, but I think the time is come to move on, and obviously we have. So
Yeah, after 35 years, it's time for it to go.
you had a good run, kid.
You have the most acclaimed design in all of U.S. coinage on the obverse.
Right.
So
and they didn't even change that. On the back. So there you go. Good for them.
2021 saw the end of the America the Beautiful quarter program, with the last quarter celebrating the Tuskegee Airmen. That was kind of an odd move by the U.S. Mint.
Yeah.
To have just one quarter in a series hanging out over the last year.
I must have got the wrong story on that one. Oh, well, it's all right.
Well, no. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Wow. So what they did was, in April, the reverse was redesigned to feature General George Washington crossing to Delaware, and will be minted for the rest of the year. The America the Beautiful program is going to be replaced by the American Women Quarters program, which we talked about in the news.
Right.
So between March and June of this year, the National Women's History Museum website hosted a web portal that allowed members of the public to submit names of women they'd like to see honored on quarters starting in 2022. The portal received more than 11,000 submissions.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, next year the U.S. Mint will release circulating quarters honoring Maya Angelou, Sally Ride, Will Mankiller, Nino Otero Warren, and Anna Mae Wong. Designs approved will appear on the reverses. The program's circulating quarter dollars paired with the common obverse Laura Garden Frazier's right-facing portrait of George Washington. So, I mean, that is recent news, but it's still news of the year. I really believe that.
I agree.
2021 was a huge year in rare coin sales.
Yeah.
One of the 6 most expensive coins ever to hammer at auction. 4 were sold in 2021.
If that doesn't tell you that the coin market is banging and doing well, I don't know what else does.
Yeah, what was the Facebook post I saw today? 3 coins, $13 million?
Yeah, somebody has an 1804 dollar, a 1913 V nickel, and the Barber dime, 1894.
Yeah, an 1894S.
Yeah, 94S. So
to kick off the year, an MS-65 Brasher doubloon sold at a heritage auction for $9.36 million.
Yep, and that was in...
It was the highest price ever paid at that time for a gold coin.
Yep, that was in January, so that would have been probably at the... no, it was an auction in Dallas. I was thinking it might have been at the Fun Show, but...
No. Yeah, no, it was a heritage auction. And it was the record for a minute.
Yeah, started off strong.
Yeah, in February 2021, as part of the Paramount collection, a 1907 ultra high relief double eagle sold for $3.6 million.
So didn't break the record there, but was heading that direction. And this was, you said, in February of this year? Yep, February.
Yeah, February 2021.
Wow. Massive coin. Another, I mean, for a coin to crack $1 million, it's got to be something special. And, the 2 coins that we have just featured so far have been pretty special coins, but I'm sure we have a couple more coming.
It is becoming much more commonplace, but still, that is to break $1 million. That's a lot. Yeah. An AU-50 PCGS graded 1822 half eagle sold on March 25th for $8.4 million.
Insanity.
So this coin is one of just 3 remaining specimens of this ultra rare $5 gold piece. The other 2 examples are part of the Smithsonian's permanent collection.
Yep.
So this one was owned by Louis Eliasberg and Brent Pogue, and unlike most $1 million club coins, is not an uncirculated coin.
Yeah, it's circulated. It's
AU,
yeah. So, but I mean, again, it's the only one, and another coin this year that sold for millions of dollars, 8.4 to be exact. That's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. A proof 68 1804 silver dollar sold in Stack's Bowers auction for $7.68 million.
Again, insanity.
In August of 2021.
So August, this is middle of the year, kind of, middle of the summer.
So this also came from the Pogue collection.
Yep.
So again, the most valuable example of the 1804 dollar and represents the second most valuable U.S. silver dollar of any design, ranking behind only the 1794 flowing hair dollars sold by Stack's Bowers in their 2013 sale.
But the granddaddy of them all came.
Yeah, this is the one that you've all been waiting for. It's like the rest of it was the undercard, right? Then we
Right.
got to the heavyweight bout. So June 8th, 2021, New York City. The 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle $20 gold coin was sold by Stuart Weitzman to another anonymous buyer. So it was sold from a one-time anonymous buyer to a new-time anonymous buyer for an incredible $18.872 million.
Setting record for any American coin ever. Times like 2. I mean, it's just insane.
Well, that not just said it, I think it doubled it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it doubled the. Let's see if it doesn't tell us in the story here. No, it doesn't. But there you go. So the most expensive U.S. coin in history sold this year, we got Morgan dollars, and we changed the reverse of probably the most popular coin series that have ever been made for collectors. Holy macaroni, what a year. But there's more.
But wait, there's more. So in precious metal news for 2021, gold and silver have been on somewhat of a roller coaster ride this year.
Yeah.
After reaching a spot price of over $2,000 per ounce in late 2020, gold has fluctuated throughout 2021. So in January, it was just shy of $2,000 an ounce. It was $1,907.
Man, if I could get there.
Dropped over $300 in just 3 months. But it's relatively stable now. This weekend it closed at $1,792, so just short of $1,800.
Right. So, my pictures are not. There we go. Yeah. So, it's been a very interesting year for the bullion market. We have the highs and the lows happening in the first 3 months of the year. So, very, very volatile market right off the bat, and then it's just kind of stabilized. It's had its runs, and it's had its bounces, and hopefully we're gonna just keep up with a strong and liquid and market. That's what I like to see. I whether it goes up or whether it goes down doesn't necessarily really matter to me all that much. But as long as it's doing something, there's a way to make money. So
there's a way to lose money too.
Oh yeah,
silver was a way to do it because silver reached a 5-year high on February 1st.
Yep.
Spot price of close to $30. It was $29.49.
Right here. Yep.
And then it dropped to a low in September of $21.60, and it's really just only fractions above that right now.
Yeah, it's very strange, the difference between gold and silver. You have silver kind of doing somewhat the same thing. It peaked in the very beginning of the year, but has just now in the last few months hit its low. So it's hard to say what's going to happen with these. Certainly there's a lot of instability in the world economies. There's a lot of there's a lot of people out there that are kind of wondering about what's going on with the economy. I don't want to get too far into politics behind it because that's not what we're here for.
It does seem that your view of the economy is definitely informed by your politics.
Right. So I don't want to get into that because that's not what we're about. But there's a lot of interesting things going on in the economy right now that we haven't seen in a long time. And normally those things have a direct impact on gold and silver, but they don't seem to have. So it's very interesting to see what's going on and to try to figure out why. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
And if you could figure out why, you can make a killing.
Right.
So finally, in our year in review, coin shows are back.
Oh, thank you.
That was the big news for this year. So in January 2021, the Fun Show was canceled.
Yes, I remember.
Central State Show was canceled in March. And then again in April.
After being canceled for all of 2020.
Yeah. But the Long Beach Show returned in September. And the World's Fair Money came back this year in Chicago.
Yes, and both of those shows, the World's Fair Money I was lucky enough to get to. It was great. We had a good time. It's a little different, but that's the way it is now. So, there you go.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a really eventful year.
Yes.
I really I saw it was during daylight savings time. You see these things and then you just laugh at them. It was a meme, and it was talking about what is it?
You have an old man moment, Mike?
No, it was getting an extra hour of 2021 is kind of like getting a bonus track on a Yoko Ono album.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I like that one.
Well, and last but not least on this show tonight, I wanted.
No, we got to give something away.
You want to do it now?
Yeah, we should give Silver Eagle away now.
Okay, great. I've got it right here. So let's see if the guys have a list for us. I'll let them kind of think about that for a second. And while we're doing that, I will. I'll take a look at Lemonhead's question here, and he asks, "What do you think is the biggest driver of instability in the silver market?"
The gold market.
Other commodities definitely have an effect on silver, but right now it's. I mean, obviously, if you've gone to any store or gas station or tried to order anything anywhere lately, you've noticed we've had some inflation going on, and for sure, it's been acknowledged that we have had some of the nastiest inflation since the late '80s or '90s, and that should be sending silver and gold to the moon, and it's not. And so it's definitely interesting to wonder why it's not happening.
Well, look, I think it's important to know that the economy is not you pull this lever, you get this result. It just doesn't work like that. That said, yes, there's some inflation, but you have to realize that we have had almost zero inflation for 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's a certain amount of that which is inevitable and is actually a good thing in order to create long-term interest rates. But we're not here for macroeconomic theory discussions.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what I think. I also think that the silver market is a really strange beast in the fact that silver, being the commodity it is and being priced at the point that it is, can be manipulated way more easily than any other market. JP Morgan Chase, when all the Wall Street bets guys were out there trying to run up the price of silver, JP Morgan Chase just dropped a couple of billion ounces of silver out there.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. I mean,
so I just think that there are big players out there that can have a huge impact on that specific market, and that affects it more than the economic factors. Gold,
right.
Different story.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true.
Just one man's opinion.
Okay. Well, I have our number here, friend. So we have 19 different numbers to pick. And let me hit the button here. 1 to 19. Number 8 is our winner. So let's count through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll let the guys count that one because the way they've given it to me, I'm not quite sure. But anyways, the 8th name from the top is the winner, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. You won yourself a 2021 Silver Eagle. What's that?
I said thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See, this is the fun part about doing the show live is you guys get to hang out with us, and I can just edit all this stuff out later. So
painstakingly.
It's not that hard. Did Taffy win? Is that what they're telling me? Taffy won?
Taffy won.
Taffy? I see the word Taffy. All right, cool, perfect. There you go. Bang.
There's that free shipping again going across the ocean.
That's fine with me. I got no problem with it. So stick around, guys, till after this next segment. Then the big boy's going. 10th ounce Gold Eagle for free.
Just because you guys
are awesome. You guys are awesome. But if you guys want to see more of this same kind of stuff, please support the show. Go to Patreon. Patreon.com/thecoinshow. you can support the show for $1 a month. Anything helps. If you want to, that's fine. You don't have to. Please don't feel like you have to. But if you want to, that's great. If you're watching us on Facebook, you can send stars. I don't quite know how they work, but we get them every once in a while. Great. Whatever it is, it helps the show. It helps us be able to do fun stuff for you
to help our cause.
Yep. It helps us bring fun things to you guys. So
yes, and it has helped us improve the show.
Hopefully, we've been improving the show. That's the plan.
Well, yeah, it's
all right.
Up for debate, I guess.
All right, buddy. Here you go. You ready? I'm playing this.
And now for the coolest thing to walk in this week. A competition segment between Matt and Mike to see who's had the coolest thing walk into their shops. Who'll win this episode? Let's find out. Matt? Mike? Who's got the coolest thing?
Now this is 2021 coolest thing of all year. You guys have already seen these, but you know what? We went through and picked our favorite piece that came in our stores this year. And Mike, I'm going to let you take it away.
Now, did you pick yours as quickly as I did mine?
Yeah, mine was fairly simple as well.
Okay.
I thought about bringing a wild card that you hadn't seen yet, but that wouldn't be fair. So
that would have been perfectly fine.
It's all right. I didn't have pictures anyways.
Yeah, no, we got it for next year.
There you go.
He's on the team for next year. Okay. So, we had the privilege earlier this year of having a gentleman bring in a large denomination bill for our perusal, our investigation,
Yep,
and for our offer. And so, we took a look at it, and this is a picture of the actual note itself. We had to say it's an absolutely beautiful note. It is not like pristine by any means.
No,
it does have a couple of issues,
but it's a nice
but
note.
is a very nice note. $5,000 bill. And here's the great part about 5,000s. So when you wanted to flash big cash and you had this kind of money, you really wouldn't bother with a 5,000. That was chump change. You wanted the $10,000 bill, and there are still a fair amount of them out there.
Yep, that's right.
If you didn't have that kind of money, $1,000 bill rather than the 500. And I think the prices for them reflect that same thing.
Yeah.
And then 50 versus 100.
Yeah, I
always wanted the 100, not the 50. So the 5,000 fits into that kind of thing. And with the destruction of all the large denomination bills after the 30s, this is one that we just rarely get an opportunity to see. The color on it is really nice. The note is in really decent shape, and we made a very, very strong offer for it, and we're unable to separate it from its owner.
Wow. Well, they're just so rare. I mean, I want one really bad.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you want one to sell.
Well, of course. I'd love to put it with a customer, but I would play with it first. I would, I would have it in the showcase there for a while before I sold it. But
and pictures of you laying next to it. I get the whole thing. Yeah.
I would be like that one movie where they roll around in a bed of money, except it would just be me and one note, just rolling around. Wait, that too far? Okay, sorry, too far.
So that was my thought. I really like it.
Yeah.
This one is Series 1934 plane. Has a really low serial number.
I think they all do.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not like going to have 8-digit numbers, but this one has a 4-digit number, so pretty good.
All right. Well, I thought I could have guessed that was what you were going to pick.
I thought it was no brainer.
Yeah, it really was. That was the coolest thing I think either of us had come in to their office this past year. Mine, on the other hand, was pretty cool as well. I went ahead and just went with my 1792 Getz pattern cent. I mean, if you look at a coin and, you have any coin in your shop that had the possibility of being in the hand of President George Washington, this is it. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
This is something that the designer and artist wanted to show the president what he could do. He did show them to the president, and the president decided, nah, I don't like having my face on coins. So they didn't go with this design. But, it still exists to this day. There's a lot of symbolism on the back of this coin that actually looks like the mint kind of ran with, having the heraldic style eagle with the stars.
Well, here's the thing is that really, really looks like the seal of the President of the United States.
Right.
So I wonder if it existed. I guess it had to at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, Mike.
It is a good question.
So that was my coolest thing of the year, and I actually still own this piece. It is just still. She's my safe queen right now. She just lives in my safe. I get her out every once in a while to blow a young numismatist's mind that comes in the office. I love doing that, and so I still actually own this coin.
Now, is that rim damage on the reverse?
It's a teeny little rim ding that actually that photograph makes look a lot worse than it actually is.
It makes it look.
And it's got one little hit above the date that, again, that photograph makes it look like a big old hole, and it's not. So, sometimes photos can be deceiving, but on a coin like this caliber and of this rarity, I'm not too terribly worried about it.
Yeah, the relief on this coin is fantastic, and you really can't tell me that the weakness on this isn't from strike.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is, and some of it is just the fact that it was collected. So, just collected and stashed away. But it was used some, it looks like, or at least, I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it was just made that way. I don't know.
So you have a pattern cent or a $5,000 bill.
Both.
I think they're both cool.
They're both freaking cool. So
there.
Well, sir, that being said, 197 is in the books. We quickly are approaching episode 200. I cannot believe it. I know you cannot believe it.
If we could get the sound sorted out by the 200th episode, it would be awesome.
I hope. Looking at the levels, I feel like we did a much better job than we have been tonight. So
we'll see.
We'll see. Now for the part that everybody that's still here has been waiting for. Let's give away this 2021 10th ouncer. Boys, how many numbers do I have, please? What are my numbers? I'm going to plug them in here. Last we had 19. Let's see if anybody else checked in.
My daughter will entertain you by playing the recorder.
Oh, no. No, I am not looking forward to the day where my children bring home recorders from school.
Oh, it's coming, though.
No, I know it is, and I will live in the barn or something.
Grade, dude.
I will live in the barn. We'll move out.
You better get that thing built.
Build a fire in there.
You're going to hear hot cross buns all day and night.
I will dream about it.
No, that will not be a dream, sir. I can guarantee you that. It will not be a dream.
Okay, 21.
I will tell you what, though. Every once in a while, your kids show some talent. And I will tell you what, my youngest, man, that kid could play the flute. And I'm not kidding you. It's like, it was fun to sit there and listen to him practice because he was good at it.
All right, guys, I have the number of the winner. I have it right here. We had 21 of you guys in here tonight. The person that wins this.
Every single one of you.
Yes, we do. Thank you guys so much.
And if we could, we'd give every single one of you a coin, but we can't.
I wish I could.
But if you hang out long enough, you might win one.
16th from the top, guys. Run it. 16th from the top. You are the winner of the coin that I've been toting since January of 2021.
Type 1.
Type 1. So if you guys back of the house can get down to number, was it 16? 16?
Number 9? No, it's 16.
Number 9. No. Number 16. Who is number 16? Waiting on the back of the house boys to type it in. It's coming.
You know, I was concerned about this being a 35-minute show.
I know, right? Frank Chase. Barry just said, Frank Chase, you are the winner of this coin.
Big winner.
Thank you very much.
1 10th-ounce gold eagle.
You guys are awesome.
You guys rock. Matt, you rock.
No, Mike, you rock more.
No.
I think so.
Nah, I'm just representing you.
Oh, yeah, right. Anyways, guys, if you didn't win anything tonight, still you can win by going to our website, ldrcoins.com, and using the promo code TheCoinShow. 5% off anything on my website. Anything. 5% off. There's stuff on there I lose money on if you buy it. Go for it. 5% off. Find it.
I also have a small announcement to make.
Yes?
The Coin Show podcast is now available on Amazon Music.
Ooh.
So you can ask Alexa to play the Coin Show podcast.
Oh, wait. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We found out today that they have added us to Amazon Music.
Nice. Super cool. Yeah. Thank you very much, Amazon. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Can I go on one of those rocket rides? Think that's something they would just send some random rocket fat guy to space?
I'm quite sure that Jeff Bezos is cool with it.
Yeah. Send a fat guy to space, Jeff. Come on, let's go. I'm ready. Blast off.
If you've got enough cash, you're more than welcome.
Oh,
you know that.
I don't have enough cash. I have children. No. All right. Well, sir, thank you very much, Mike. You have a wonderful evening. You want to go ahead and do your thing?
Yeah. So I'd like to thank our staff. We want to thank Corey Scherer, Barry Swan, Justin Irvin, and Ernesto Aguilar.
We put them to work tonight, didn't we?
Guys who just every single week put in just day after day after day of work for us.
Yes.
And do the things behind the scenes that really nobody ever sees or gets credit for. So, this is our last show of the year. It's time to give that to them.
Yep.
Let's see. If you want a treat, go to our website, coinshowradio.com.
I know where you're going with this.
You can find a copy of me and Matt reading The Night Before Christmas. It's on our website.
Don't do it. Don't. No, there's
That was
absolutely
years ago. It's audio only. It's great.
There's absolutely no reason why you guys should ever listen to that.
Yeah. But so after thanking all those, we'd like to thank those of you who listened. Without you, this entire project would be entirely pointless. You're the reason we do this. We had a chance to give some back this year, and we have done that. You guys have shown up and shown out. We gave $1,700 to metastatic breast cancer this year.
I forgot about that. Yes, we sure did, didn't we?
We did. We had a big year. We had a lot happen. And I'm proud of every single one of you guys for what you do and what you do to help us. So thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Mike.
And for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Next year.
On the Coin Show podcast.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcasts on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.